well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Welcome to another edition of Bearing Arms Cam and Company. Last one for this holiday shortened week, although a reminder, we will be updating bearingarms.com, the website, Thursday and Friday. I'd say more on Friday than Thursday, but we will have some new content up for you on Thanksgiving as well. So, you know, if you want to sneak away from the Thanksgiving table, maybe you just need to stop yourself from gorging on the stuffing. I might be thinking about myself here. We'll have something for you to check out online. So make sure that you visit bearingarms.com throughout the holiday weekend. You know, and it's just inside baseball stuff for a second here. Sometimes I struggle with this program because I do this once a day. For those of you who are, longtime listeners, Cam and Company used to be 3 hours, right? We could cover all kinds of topics. Well, now we're, 20 to 30 minutes. We try to keep this single topic. And sometimes I'll write about a story in the morning for bearingarms.com. And I'm like, I still really want to talk about this. So that's what's happening today. I'm double dipping. I try not to do this, but I'm double dipping because I didn't want to sit on this story. The Washington Post came out with a big piece on Tuesday afternoon about Lobby Day at the Virginia Capitol, which for 17 years, almost 2 decades now, the Virginia Citizens Defense League has held a rally. And you might remember in January of this year, it was a massive undertaking. Tens of thousands of gun owners showed up in downtown Richmond. We crammed in about 6,000 or so in the area of the Capitol complex that they allowed us to be in. We had to be disarmed for that part. And then outside of the Capitol complex itself, we had tens of thousands more gun owners who were there to send a message to lawmakers, hands off our Second Amendment rights. So we're getting ready a couple months from now for 2021's Lobby Day. Only for the first time in 17 years, looks like VCDL is not going to get a permit to have a rally on the Capitol grounds because gun control advocates have already claimed all of the spaces. Yeah, which is unusual, as you'll hear. Philip Van Cleve of the VCDL joins us on the program today to talk about the shenanigans being played. And I'll be honest with you, I do think that there are games being played here. But the VCDL, I think, has found a fantastic workaround. And the Lobby Day in 2021, I think, is going to be another fantastic opportunity for Second Amendment supporters in Virginia, and frankly, throughout the country, to send a message to anti-gun lawmakers. Take a look and a listen. Phil, thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the program today. It's great talking with you.
Oh, thanks as always for having me on.
Absolutely. I want to give folks, plenty of advance notice here. January 18th, 2021. That's when gun owners will once again gather in Richmond, but it's going to be a little bit different than what we saw earlier this year, where we had, 30, 40, 50,000 Second Amendment supporters there surrounding the state capitol. It looks like gun control activists are playing some games here, and they're getting some help from Democrats in the state government. What's going on?
Well, we've been doing this Lobby Day at 11 o'clock on Martin Luther King's birthday or his Martin Luther King Day every year for the last 17 or 18 years. And we were told years ago that we could only book that slot 6 months out. We could not book it like the 1 year out. When we hold one Lobby Day, we couldn't immediately book the next one. We had to wait 6 months. And we have done that because they said they wouldn't accept the application. And then magically this year, I applied right at the 6 month mark, and I was told, oh, well, we've had other people apply for that slot and the other 3 slots that day. And it was like, what? So we did the Freedom of Information Act and got our hands on who else had applied. Sure enough, it was a gun control group that had applied for that slot over a year in advance, twice as long as they allowed us. And magically, the other three slots are pretty much rarely ever used during those years. They're all booked, and they're all booked within a day or two of each other by groups that I guess classified themselves as progressives, and one was doing it for gun control purposes. And they're all booked back just before our lobby day this year, so over a year in advance. They wouldn't let us do that, and so they're saying, well, we haven't really assigned anybody to SWAT yet, but we did accept their applications, and they're going to decide mid-December. But let me add something to this too. They also have got the rules out there they're getting ready to change, and under the new rules, this is good. You know, they can cancel your slot anytime if a senator or a delegate or the governor needs to do an event there themselves. And so your slot's just canceled tough or you're moved out. But you can't do that if you got 50,000 people coming the night before. I can't suddenly say, whoops, we can't hold a rally. So they put that rule in there. And if you have more people than you say you're going to have, then they can cancel your rally right on the spot. And finally, there right now is a limit of 25 people. So
right.
Even if we got the slot, we could have a whole 25 people at the rally. So we looked at that whole situation. Oh, and add this, Cam.
Yeah.
The House has decided they're going to go virtual. They won't even be at the General Assembly. So even if we show up, they won't be there. Who will be around will be the Senate, but they're probably not even going to be in the General Assembly building.
That's unreal.
Everything. I've never seen anything like this. So we decided to take a different tack.
Okay. So what's going to be the new strategy here for this year's Lobby Day?
And let me prefix one thing, Cam. I should have mentioned. Richmond has passed an ordinance that says if you have an event that, or if you have something that should be a permitted event or is a permitted event where you've got a permit to do it, then guns are banned. Okay?
Right.
And so we couldn't have a permitted event, or should be permitted event on Richmond, in the city of Richmond without this ordinance kicking in. It's a class 1 misdemeanor. So, we looked at this situation. We said, all right, what we'll do is, we'll do kind of like what a Rolling Thunder was or what the Trump trains, where we're going to have people coming in from the four corners of the state, east, west, north, and south, down the major arteries, making a massive caravan, and heading towards Richmond, arriving over a 4-hour period, just keeping the constant flow of traffic for 4 hours. Either around Richmond and probably through Richmond, just a train of cars. And we're going to be ordering flags that people can get, like a Gun Saves Lives flag that you roll your window up and it goes up above your car, maybe U.S. flags or VCDL flags. We're looking at magnetic door signs that could be put on.
Okay. So
that as the caravan goes by any location, people are going to know what this caravan is and what the goal is. And also, some people may drive that far and say, well, heck with it. I'm not just going to drive through Richmond. I might park my car and walk around, and you can do that. You can walk around the sign if you want. You could be armed. As long as it's just individuals walking around, it's not a coordinated effort and you're not blocking sidewalks and not blocking roads, then that's perfectly fine to do if you want to do that. Or you can just stay in your nice warm car and drive through and then head home. But we're planning a lot of things. We're going to be able to get some aerial photographs of this stuff, and so forth. I mean, we're definitely going to document all of this, because I think it's going to be eye-popping. People have just had it. We're fed up. We're tired of all of it, and they're trying to throw up roadblocks with the COVID and everything else. So for everyone they throw up, we're gonna go around it.
I love it. I really do, because you're right. I mean, I think this was, and I know that the state is saying, oh, no, we're not playing favorites here. Look, it was clear even before the rally day earlier this year in January that Governor Ralph Northam and Democrats were very, very upset about the size of the crowd that they had anticipated, and then the size of the crowd that actually showed up. We rained on their gun control parade, and I have no doubt that they're trying to do everything that they can to tamp down enthusiasm, to try to encourage people to stay away, just like they did earlier this year for the lobby day. But I love the idea of a mobile caravan, and not just because it was, like 14 degrees outside during the lobby day this year. I love the idea of the mobile caravan because you're right. Look, it gets around all of the COVID restrictions. It gets around all of the asinine, I think, limitations on our First Amendment rights. And it still allows Virginia gun owners to, come together, to use our voice, to send a message to lawmakers that our right to keep and bear arms is going to be defended by each and every one of us.
Yeah, and we're going to use technology here. We're going to have it so people can go to a website and they can follow the caravans where they're at so they know where they are as they're coming. Because I'm envisioning people, for example, a caravan coming down 64, say from Roanoke area or up in that area, coming down. People will know when it gets to Charlottesville, so people in the Charlottesville area can be waiting and blend right into the caravan as it goes by. People can form their own little mini caravans to head to the main arteries to catch the caravans. I mean, this could be a whole lot of fun anyhow. But we'll have people, you'll be able to join this thing. You'll be able to pick it up near you, relatively near you, or you can make little mini caravans. So we're going to put places where the caravan's expected to be at certain times, and on the actual map we'll have. You'll be able to go up and actually see where they are on that day. To say, okay, it looks like they're about 20 minutes out of Charlottesville, so I need to get over to the 64.
Right.
And we'll have people. We're going to have people, and I was thinking you would be one of them. I haven't formally invited you yet, but we're going to have basically people talking during this that you can listen to. During the whole rally. I mean, we're not limited now to 1 hour worth of speakers.
Yeah.
We can have speakers that entire time, and we basically we're going to set up, and have it all handled electronically. And again, it'll all be streaming. So you can only see the speakers or you can just listen to them. And so forth. So we do plan to use technology. And I might also suggest that people get these FMRS radios, which is set a channel. And therefore, people in the caravan can all be communicating with each other if they wanted to while they were in the caravan, but with these inexpensive FMRS radios, GMRS, I guess it is. Yeah, they're little FM radios that you don't need a license to get. They're fairly inexpensive.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of stuff like that. But I think it's going to be fun, and it's. And as you say, we had to do something to get around all this. They really, really don't want us showing up, and it's clear. And they're lying when they say, "Oh, we're being fair." No, they're not being fair.
Yeah, well, too bad if they don't want us to show up because we're going to be there, and I won't wait for the formal invitation, Phil. I'm happy to do whatever you need me to do or want me to do for the lobby day. Consider it done. I will certainly be behind the wheel at some point, but we'll figure out how to make that streaming work. And I got to ask you before we let you go here, by the way, vcdl.org is the website. So if you're looking for updates and more information, you want to be a part of this, vcdl.org. But what are you hearing, Phil, about the upcoming session of the legislature? Governor Northam, he did not get his gun, magazine, and suppressor ban through the legislature. That died in the state Senate. I know he has talked about trying to bring it back. But, Democrats did not have a great night on election night in Virginia. No. They did not have that blue wave in terms of the congressional races that they were hoping for. And next year is an election year. All of those state assembly seats are up for grabs. What are you hearing? Do you think that Governor Northam is going to continue to try to push for this sweeping gun ban in the next session? Or is he going to try to back off for political purposes? Well,
he does owe Mr. Bloomberg. So he's gonna probably try to pay Bloomberg back. Here's what I'm hearing is that they want to do the assault weapon ban. They want to go back and do the one that they carried over.
Okay.
That grandfathers the guns, and we will not accept that.
Nope.
We're not going to give away the next generation's rights. We're not doing it. Tough. We're not doing it. Not complying. But